Sandy Anderson. I'm a registered massage therapist, and I work at an intergenerational daycare facility in the rehabilitation department. My responsibilities there include massage therapy services for people of all ages and abilities. Also, I like to teach infant massage parenting classes and our Benevolent Touch classes. The nature of today's lesson is touch as nonverbal communication. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to communicate a message of love and a strong feeling of safety and security for individuals who have diminishing communication skills. You will be able to enhance the quality of life for your clients. The importance of touch is very powerful, more powerful than it at first may seem. For touching someone is a tool for maintaining health and well-being of that person. And it helps you as a caregiver feel like you're doing something positive for that client. There are several physical and psychological benefits of touch. The physical benefits would include an increase in circulation and blood flow, strengthening of the immune system in order to fight off disease, the assistance with the digestive system, and of course, stress relief. They will feel good and you will feel good. A few of the psychological benefits include enhancing the bond or the relationship that you have with that person, teaching you to read his or her nonverbal communication and body language, and as I said earlier, learning to provide a nurturing touch will help you feel secure in your abilities to do something positive for your clients. Touch is necessary for life. We all know that babies would die if they were not touched. And this is the premise behind infant massage. As soon as that little baby is born, we need to touch it and massage it in order to start the circulation so that that can help start the functioning of its organs. Studies show that premature babies leave the hospital at a quicker rate and gain weight more rapidly if they receive daily massage in the hospital. Sensory deprivation can occur without touch. Studies also show that older adults will make fewer trips to the doctor if they receive massage therapy treatments on a regular basis. And older adults who have some dementia concerns respond very positively to touch and have a decrease in their negative behavior. And if you include children within their daily life, that will give them a more joyful and positive attitude. Touch is a communicator. We learn it through our growing up years. From little on, we hear about good touch and about bad touch. A good touch, or acceptable touch, indicates that we care. It's a very nurturing, gentle, pressured touch, such as giving someone a hug, or putting your hand on their shoulder, welcoming them and holding their hand, stroking someone's hair, or just holding someone's hand. These are all socially acceptable touch. On the other hand, bad touch is unacceptable. It's a hurtful touch. It can be painful, and it's a very firm pressure, such as hitting or slapping or pushing or shoving. Also, touching in inappropriate places, such as sexual abuse, is unacceptable touch. It's important to be aware of when is an appropriate time for touch. For example, when someone is feeling sad and lonely, They may welcome a nurturing touch by having an arm put around their shoulder or getting a hug. Some individuals could really benefit from touch at certain times of the day. There may be a certain time every day that an individual may become agitated or anxious. So don't you think that a nice hand massage or back massage could help to move them through that time of the day? Nonverbal communication and body language are very important, especially when working in the healthcare field. Some examples of negative nonverbal communication would include clenching, and not only the jaw, but also the hands, the elevation of the shoulders, and rapid chest breathing. Another example of nonverbal communication would be pacing or excessive talking. On the other hand, positive nonverbal communication would include facial softening, a decrease in rigidity, and nice deep breathing. Body language, yours and your clients', often has a stronger message than words spoken out loud. I'll say that again because that's very important. Your body language or your client's body language has a much stronger message than the spoken word. You need to be aware of that. If you ask a client, is everything okay? And they answer you yes, but they're answering you with their hands in their pockets, their shoulders elevated, and a scowl on your face, what method of communication are you going to believe? At this time, I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about benevolent touch, what it is, the different types, and the guidelines for using it. Benevolent touch is a simple, caring, relaxing routine that can be easily implemented by you to your client. It can improve sleep patterns, it can increase relaxation, and it can make your communication much more efficient. By definition, benevolent touch is a positive, tactile contact on another or one's own skin with loving intent. So I'm going to break that up and say that again. It's a positive, so it is an attitude, and it's a tactile contact to another or one's own, so benevolent touch can be self-care, self-nurturing, and it's done with loving intent. So it's a gentle, caring touch. The theory behind benevolent touch is that even though the mind is deteriorating, the body, often still healthy, remembers. The body, a lot of times, is the most effective communication tool for older adults. Their sense of touch is their memory. Now, I'll give you an example of how that works. When you walk into the room, your client, depending on what their mind level is, they may not remember your face or your name, but if you go up to them and give them a nice, loving hand massage, they may all of a sudden say, "Oh, you're the one with the cold hands." So they will remember who you are by your sense of touch to them. And that's very important to keep in mind. There are three types of benevolent touch. The first type is unstructured benevolent touch. These are ways of touching that you're all familiar with. As caring, nurturing healthcare professionals, you are all doing unstructured benevolent touch already. By hugging, by giving a handshake, by putting your arm around someone, by just resting your hand on someone's shoulder, by patting someone on the back, or just with sitting with them. and listening to some nice soothing music. These type of touches are spontaneous, and it's a positive contact that suits the immediate situation. Okay, they are the most natural form of human expression. The second type of benevolent touch is a structured benevolent touch, which consists of steps for you to do a massage or relaxation techniques. So the structured benevolent touch would include the hand and facial massage, breathing exercises, slow stroking, back massage, and foot massage. You should always allow plenty of time to do a structured benevolent touch massage, because it can be very relaxing to sore muscles. And actually, a back massage can help with the total well-being of the client's body. When these techniques are completed properly, a good massage can be invigorating, and it can be one of the greatest delights of life. The third type of benevolent touch is traditional benevolent touch. This includes gestures and tasks where you have to touch someone in order to complete the task. Some of the main examples would be activities of daily living, when you help to feed someone or to bathe someone, when you're helping someone get dressed or you're helping to toilet someone. You need to touch them in order to do those activities. So if you can use a caring and gentle, benevolent attitude when doing that, it will make the process so much easier for that client. Also, some other traditional benevolent touch would be petting of animals, dancing, and taking people's blood pressure. Those are all traditional benevolent touch. So just to review, there were the unstructured benevolent touch, which would include handshaking, holding hands, arm around your shoulder. There's the structured benevolent touch, which would include the steps to doing a back massage or a hand massage or a facial massage. And finally, the traditional benevolent touch would include the activities of daily living, as well as other tasks where you need to touch someone in order to complete the task. The guidelines for benevolent touch are very simple, yet very important. Number one, know your client. You want to make sure that you ask how they're feeling when getting their massage or their benevolent touch. And if they can't verbally tell you, you want to be able to watch their body language and their non-verbal cues. The body will tell you to either move on, continue doing the massage, or back off and get to know that person a little better. Number two, you need to ask permission. Before touching anyone, you need to look them in the face, get some good eye contact, and ask, would it be all right if I give you a hand massage? Or, how would you like a hug this morning? And then use your good judgment to respond to those answers. And the third guideline with benevolent touch would be, you, the caregiver, need to be centered. The art of centering is quieting yourself, both physically and mentally. You need to let go of any exterior distractions and things going on in your life, because you need to focus on helping your client. We all need to have time for self-nurturance. And by listening to this song, you can't help but feel good about yourself.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail
Before using Benevolent Touch, there are a few things you need to make sure that you consider. For example, a comfortable environment. You want to make sure that the lights are dimly lit and there's not a lot of glare. You want to make sure that the room is warm, that it's a pretty quiet location, and that there's some nice relaxing music that you can play. Also, you want to make sure that your hands are clean. Obviously, when giving Benevolent Touch or doing some kind of massage, also be aware of any sharp rings or bracelets or watches. And also making sure that your nails are trimmed. You would not want to scratch your clients. By learning these basics of personal touch, you will gain an attitude of benevolence, and you will become a more compassionate person because you're knowledgeable about the importance of touch and its healing properties. You will have the power of touch. So in conclusion, I'd like to end this lesson with a demonstration of 2 of the several structured Benevolent Touch techniques. And please feel free to practice these techniques along with the demonstration. Good luck as you continue to be a caring, nurturing healthcare professional. Position the person on a chair, preferably without a backrest, leaning forward against a pillow on a tabletop, or lying on their side in bed. Using one hand, stroke the back, beginning at the base of the neck and progressing down to the sacrum or tailbone. Do not remove the hand until the opposite hand is at the neck to repeat the stroke. Alternate hands firmly, yet gently, down the back, continuing for 1 to 3 minutes. We've just completed 1 minute of slow stroking. Position hands comfortably on a table or an armrest. Apply hand lotion if appropriate. Squeeze and compress the entire hand. Fan the top of the hand towards the arm. Working each finger, squeeze and make small circles around the fleshy part of the finger. Do not apply firm pressure on the joints. Turn the hand over. Stretch palm out in all directions. Assume handshake position and gently squeeze hand again. End with slow stroking around the hand. Repeat with the alternate hand.